Steve, quite an impressive run out for the boys today.
Yeah, it was, Jim. First half, rode their luck a bit. I said at my half time, Margate should have had 2 or 3 goals. Good save from Ted with a 1-on-1. They missed a couple of other chances, but another 90 minutes for a lot of them. Again, we changed the system halfway through, or 3/4 way through the game. Yeah, pleased with what I saw. There's a couple of things we need to still work on, which every club's going to say that, so these interviews are mostly the same. But I got what I wanted out of it, and I thank Jay and Margate for having us down, because we wouldn't have had a game today because we were supposed to play Carshalton, which we had to pull that one forward, and then there was a space today and Margate stepped in, so pleased for them to have us down. But yeah, pleased with certain aspects of the game, and still stuff to work with.
Tell us about the number 9 we saw today for us.
Yes, he's just been released from Derby. He's a young lad that I got a phone call about, and I invited him in, and I thought he'd done very well today. I thought he held the ball up well. I thought he worked really hard, and for a 20-year-old, I think he's 20. I thought he'd done extremely well.
Definitely. So the big news, apart from the game, signing of Arthur Lee. That's really tremendous news.
Yep, well, Arthur got in touch with me on Tuesday and just said that obviously Hornchurch, he was released from Hornchurch, or he left Hornchurch. Whatever the ins and outs of that are, I'm not concerned. Arthur's someone that I didn't want to leave the club in the first place. It was something that we couldn't keep hold of him. Secondly, he's had a season there and he's become available. And I'd like to have signed him in the summer before the pre-season started, but it didn't work, and for whatever reason it's happened now, and he's glad to be back. And like I say, it adds more competition to our squad, and I think now every position's covered with 3 players, and it's a fight out to see who wants that shirt on a Saturday.
Oh, definitely. And he was here today but didn't actually play, yeah?
No, he was here, so he's trained with us on Tuesday. Got the paperwork sorted out today, so he'll be available for next week against Bromley.
Oh, that's really good news. And a brace for Campbell, Christian Campbell, that will do his confidence a lot of good, won't it? Not that I'm sure he didn't have confidence.
No, he's got bundles of confidence. He's got confidence in his own ability. He's a confident lad around the boys as well. And like I say, the goal he scored with a header is what we want, attacking the ball. We've got some big boys in there now that can attack the ball. And the second one, an acrobatic overhead kick that was nice.
We all love that.
But he'll pull out the special ones. He's a wholehearted player. That's what I like, and that's what I've got. So yeah, very pleased. I'm also pleased with Parky to get on the score sheet. It's another 60 minutes for him. And him to get on the score sheet, it's massive. So we've had Tom Beer come back and score, and we've had Parky come back and score.
There were, I thought, some quality performances out there today, and I know we're playing an Isthmian Premier side, not a National South side, but there were some really good performances I thought from our boys.
Yeah, but when you look at it, Jim, a lot of our players aren't experienced National South players. We've got a squad that have been together now for nearly 2, maybe 3 years, all doing well, and that'll hold us in good stead. And like I say, with the quality with Christian coming in and Arthur coming back, Alex Crofy coming back, Parky and Biro, it's 5 players that we've brought in, and I think it's only going to strengthen us and make us better.
No, absolutely. The side seems to be looking as if it's coming together. I know it's early days and it's only pre-season friendly,
exactly.
So anything
when
can happen.
When the points are on the table in the cup games, that's when it really matters. But I know now I've got 1 to 16 that's a strong outfit that can be competitive with each other, will support each other. No one likes not playing, no one likes missing games, but it's going to happen to some of them. Some will get on, some won't, and it's them to, like I said, they can dislike me, dislike the staff, but they've got to like each other and get on with each other, whether they're starting or not, because they're a squad, and every member in that squad is going to be needed this season. And every member in that squad, I believe, will play 15 to 20 games minimum. So they can't be too downhearted. They've just got to get on with it.
Oh, definitely. And I suppose the other point might be that, Jack Parter, for instance, on the side I was standing, I thought he had a brilliant game today, but he might not get quite so much space in a National South game.
No, might not, but it depends on how we play. So it depends on what system we play and how we approach the game to what players will play. Because with a squad like I've got now, I can actually pick players to combat the opposition. Because we've got 16, like I say, strong boys, and it's going to be hard for me It's going to be extremely hard for the boys, but they've got to be on their mettle in training and in games when they play to get that starting lineup. And I'm sure they will. They're all up for the challenge.
Now, this is really not under your control at all, Steve, so what I'm going to say now is we're moving into uncertain times. We're due, we know, to have another pre-season friendly with very good opposition, Bromley. Probably that's going to be behind closed doors again, sadly, for our supporters, some of whom came today, and it was good to catch up with a few of them. And we're not really quite sure what's going to happen for the competitive start of the season. We know we've got to play an FA Cup tie on the Saturday the 3rd of October. We clearly don't know whether that's home or away, and we don't know how the status of that game will be. And I suppose really I'm not asking you questions, I'm really saying to supporters, you've just got to keep your eyes glued onto that website and all the news that comes up.
Yeah, like I've stated all the way through, we're only governed by the league that govern us, if you like, and it's tough. We want supporters in, but we can't do that because of the league we're in and the rules we're in.
Yeah.
And it's a difficult thing. But would our supporters rather us be in the a league below or 2 leagues below the National League so we can get fans in, or would they just rather be patient, get in the national? We're in the National League and wait for them to allow fans to come in.
Yeah.
I know what I'd rather.
Well,
I'd rather be upset and not watching games. But once the season starts, or a few games into the season, they allow fans in. I'll be a supporter watching National League football.
Oh, definitely.
So there's twos and fro's. The support we had here today was good and enjoyable. A few little songs and stuff, and that's what we miss. But again, it's out of our control, out of the club's control. But I certainly know as a supporter, I would rather be in the National League playing your Havants and Dawkins and teams like that with the bigger crowds that you get in that league when they're allowed to come in.
Sure, yeah.
And that's just
I think we'd all agree with that. What we're still not certain is whether there'll be restrictions on attendances. Obviously, we play Maidstone, you'd be looking at a 4-figure crowd, whether we'd be allowed that. We have to wait and see.
Jim, it's a long way off yet.
Definitely.
Let's get the league started first.
That would be great.
A long time. Let's get the league started and then we can ask questions and answer questions.
Definitely.
All the other stuff that goes with it. But our main thing is getting the league started.
And you're working on a really good squad of players. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, and touch wood, they stay injury free. Christian's taking a knock on his knee. Hopefully not too bad, but again, it's one of them. It's just trying to keep everyone injury free for when that season starts.
No, definitely. Thanks very much for your time, Steve. Much appreciated, and well done today.
No, thanks, George.
Well, Arthur, what terrific news we came into the ground today to hear that you've rejoined the club. Why have you returned to the Angels?
Yeah, I left Hornchurch on Tuesday. Things just weren't really working out there. And yeah, I gave Steve a call. On Monday night, and I spoke to Steve on Tuesday. He said, come in training, and it's gone from there really. And I was meant to be in the squad today, but a bit of my knees playing up, so hopefully I'll be in the squad for Bromley next week. But yeah, all good, back home.
I think last season, a lot of supporters disappointed you weren't able to stay with us. So was it that just National League South didn't work for you?
Yeah, work-wise.
And has that changed now?
It has changed, yeah. As well as Hornchurch was my local club. It was only 5-10 minutes from my house. But with the travelling to National South wasn't going to work out for me. But here we are. Work's changed and now I'm back.
Now, since you left the club, we've now got 2 centre-halves who obviously did a terrific season last year. There's going to be competition for places at the back, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, yeah. And it's good that I've played with both of them as well. Yeah. Obviously, with Rian, played two seasons at Hendon. And obviously, Sonny got promoted with Sonny for 1 season. So yeah, I know both of them really well. I know both their strengths. And I've got a lot of experience playing with both of them. So it should all be good.
You have played National League South football yourself, haven't you? What's
your
experience there?
So I played a season with Concord Rangers. I played 2 seasons with Hemel Hempstead. This was probably 5-6 years ago. And then I was playing Ryman football. And they're back in it now. It's going to be a tough league, yeah, for sure.
But we've had a year in it. It's barely changed the squad. It's only 2 or 3 new players from last year, but there's an awful lot of optimism. I think today's performance showed that, didn't it? There
is, yeah, and I think it's really good that Steve's kept the same squad. He's kept the same squad over the last 3 years. With the team that went up, he kept all the boys last year, and it's good to see all the boys still here. So he's doing something right, yeah.
No, absolutely. I bet you were sad to leave. I mean, you're a hero, particularly scoring in the final. Have you been following our results much?
Of course, of course, yeah. No, I was really sad to leave because I know everyone says it, but you really feel like a family here, you know. And I found going to Hornchurch, I wasn't playing the best football there, and I played my best football here, and I played my best football at Hendon, and that's just clubs that the changing room was tight as all the boys got on. So yeah, hoping for another good one.
What do you reckon the aims for the club this season?
I think the aim for the club this season is to get in the top 10, and I think after that anything can happen. As we've seen, I think once we get in the top 10, if we're around the top 10 Christmas time, after Christmas, then we're going to be pushing playoffs. But it's going to be a hard season. It's going to be a hard season. I think everyone knows that we've got our work cut out. But I'm aiming for top 10, and I think Steve would say the same as well.
I spoke to Alex Sakrofi when he signed for the club. It doesn't seem to apply that football rule of never go back. An awful lot of players at this club are in their second spells. It's something that attracts people back. What is it?
That's it. It's playing at the stadium. It's playing on a lovely pitch. It's playing in front of 750 fans plus every week. And it's just the boys and it's the management. And it's just the management here that keeps on drawing players back.
Since I left, my hair's gone.
Yeah, no, but you just see, you know, it's one big unit, isn't it? It's very easy unit to fit into.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Obviously, at the moment, no idea what's going to happen with the start of the season. I suppose you're as desperate as supporters. Just get the season started. Hope the fans can go.
That's it. We're kind of in a time when we don't really know what's going to happen or what's around the corner. We're kind of all finding out different week, different news. Hopefully the season can start back on the 3rd. If it's pushed back, it's pushed back. Well, there's nothing we can really do about it. But yeah, we want to see the fans coming in and maybe starting off at grassroots and maybe building up to the higher leagues.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, well, let's hope it's a successful season. Can't wait now. After that much, indeed, for talking to us. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Folksy, 8 pre-season games played now, 2 to go. It's been a long pre-season so far, hasn't it?
Good evening. It's been very long. We started in July, and to be fair, credit to all the boys, keep going, even though not knowing what was going on, to come and still turn up and show the attitude that we have. It's like second to none. We've got to just give a credit to all the boys and even the staff, like even taking time out, coming after work, grafting every day, doing our runs, doing our training sessions, playing these games. So yeah, credit to everyone at the club for like just sticking out and just grafting really.
On today's game, results don't really count in pre-season, but that must have got an awful lot out of that.
Yeah, of course.
Comfortably better than Margate,
of course. I mean, at the end of the day, pre-season is mainly about getting the minutes in, getting your fitness, working on new things, working on new structures, new shape, etc. But also, as a player, you know that at the back of mind you want to win every game, no matter if it's a friendly, no matter if it's pre-season, whether it's a little mini game, you want to win the game. So it's always good to get another win, but it's like also good to get the fitness, and obviously we're working on a few different shapes as well, so it's good that we can see that we can adapt and play in 2 different styles of play. So it's, yeah, you can't fault anyone at the moment. Everyone's really grafting and working well together.
Obviously you play where you're asked to play, but of those 2 different formations we've seen a little bit of in pre-season, which one do you think suits you better?
I'll probably say in the 3-5-2, because obviously I'm more of I like to bomb forward, so the right wing back kind of position. I mean, as you said, I would play anywhere asked to play, but if I was to say that, I would love that position, because that gives me more of a license to keep going forward, even though I still have a requirement of defensive duties for my teammates. But yeah, going forward, I would love the right wing back position. Yeah.
Like last year, there's competition. Was it 3 fullbacks fighting for 2 places?
Yeah, and
up for that fight?
Yeah, of course. Listen, at the end of the day, everyone knew coming in this year that it wasn't going to be easy, especially with the whole pandemic happening. We knew that the schedule this year would be a lot different. So there's going to be a heavy load of games, and the gaffer's going to need everyone. We're all going to need each other. So I think the competition is healthy competition. And obviously you're going to be upset when you don't play, but the gaffer did give a comment before and said, don't be angry at your teammates, be angry at us that you're not playing. But at the end of the day, we're going to need everyone, just like you're going to need them. And I think that was a very good thing to say, because it's so true. Legs will get heavy, Saturday, Tuesday, constantly legs will get heavy, people will be tired, some form might dip, and we're going to need everyone. So I think it's healthy competition that we do have the three or so players fighting in each position. So yeah, it's good.
We got the news today, you presumably heard a little earlier, that Arthur's coming back. I mean, goodness, how he's going to get in, because Sonny and Rian was superb last season.
Exactly,
but he's a massive player in that promotion year, wasn't he?
I think everyone knows, all the fans know from last year, well, not last year, the year before, where the year we went up, how good Arthur was, how much of a great signing he was. Great in the dressing room, just like all leader, bullish defender, just, and I think he was, at first we thought he was massively missed. He was massively missed. No disrespect to Rian, because he came in and done fantastic. But yeah, as you said, he's going to come in and he's going to find it hard to get in. But again, like I said, it's healthy competition, and that's what you want. It creates a even better mindset in training, because obviously everyone's keen to impress, because everyone wants to play the next game. So the intensity in training, the standard of training is better, and everything, because everyone wants to fight and keep their place. So I think it's a great sign and a great addition. We're not going to complain about that. And yeah, we're just all everyone's willing to fight for their position, everyone's willing to fight for their place. So yeah, that can't go wrong really. Yeah.
The other thing is obviously a worry all supporters have, and you're presumably in the same position. Is this season going to start on time? Are you worried we won't now start October?
Yeah. So again, we're all up in the air. We don't know what's going on. It's all he say, she say. So we don't know, but we're just gonna continue obviously coming in training, playing these friendlies that we have to play, and hopefully they do come back and say, yeah, the season starts when it's meant to. If not, I mean, I guess we'll sit down as a club after that, and the gaffer and the chairman and people above, it's for them to decide what happens from there out, and depending on what's going on with the league, etc. So all we can do as players is stay focused and have in our mind that October the 3rd is still when we go. So we're just going to keep preparing for that mentally, physically, and anything else we just let the gaffer and the chairman, etc. deal with that, and then we just deal with it as and when we hear next, really. So yeah.
Well, let's hope it's also with supporters as well, because that relationship between players and supporters.
I mean,
you can't describe.
And you could tell, I love the club, Tonbridge, the fans. You could tell it's a real family club. Even Christian coming this year, he goes, I can tell it's a proper family club, and the unity that we have in the dressing room, I've left here and I've gone to another dressing room, and it's just completely not the same for me. And it just shows how tight knit this club is. So we would love to be playing back in front of them sometime soon, hopefully in the future, and have them watching us and supporting us from behind and gearing us on week in, week out. So we just hope that we get some good news sometime soon. Yeah.